Hello everyone, Brett here, high altitude scale modeling with another Sprue review. Today we're going to be looking at the Mi-26 Halo from Zvezda, 72nd scale. 72nd scale tells you the size this helicopter is in real life. This is the box. The box is 19 inches. And it's 72nd scale. After I do the Sprue review, I'm gonna compare it to the 35th scale height, size-wise. So this beautiful, nice box art, great box. A little about the helicopter, and actually that's just how to get hold of Zvezda. Umbro color callouts. Box art, some other Zvezda kits, and more box art on the back with the schemes. Fold open door, another door open. Doesn't look like it has folding props, so it's going to take up a lot of space on the shelf. So, very nice box. It opens like this. Yeah. So we're going to take all this out. Clear parts. Instructions, decals. 1, 2, 3, 4 bags of sprues. And a very nice big box. Set all this over there. Let's start with this monster fuselage. Again, bring out the ruler. The Sprue's 15 inches long, and that's without the tail rotor. Zvezda have been doing quite well with their kits lately, producing some nice, clean molds that go together very well. I built the Zvezda Mi-109, and I really like the detail on it. So I can get this out of here. I didn't cut that bag very well. Okay, that's what both fuselage has. Nice recessed detail. No real rivet detail, but I don't know if it has rivet detail. Good vent detail. Raised and recessed. Nice structure for the walls inside, as you saw that there's going to be, the tail can be opened, the doors can be opened. Looks like 3 doors can be opened. So good detail. Ejector pin marks right here, but I'm not sure if the ceiling is going to cover that or not. And here, so you have to pay attention if you need to clean those up, but there's none in the nice panel work. So, take a look at that. So your ejector pin marks right here. They're a little bit raised, so even if the ceiling does cover it, you're going to need to smooth those out. And then the nice detail, nice texture, nice panel lines. Underneath, they go around really well. They don't fade out when they curve around here. Some good access paneling there. Nose. So, first Sprue looks really well, nice texture. I like the texture on the plastic. It's going to hold a primer and a wash really well. And let's look at the rotors. Looks like they have a sag already built into them, which would be good. Or else you'd have to warm them up and bend them gently until you got the proper sag. Looks like 2 matching sprues, so we'll just take the one out. See? Sag on there. And then this part of the sprue is straight. So from the point of where the rotors start and connect to one another out, there's a really good sag in that. Detail on the rotors, very nice. It's got nice paneling. I'm sure it's segmented, that's why it's got the sag in it to distribute the weight. Lots of tiny round parts with no burring on the edges. Here's the wheels. There's no weight on wheels, which I'm sure this monster puts a lot of weight on its wheels. 2 crew figures here, which means there's 2 more on the other one. And they look pretty good for 72nd scale figures. I don't build a lot of 72nd, but the detail is nice. Boarding ladder, tail rotor. I'm not sure what that is, a hose of some kind, but there's no burring on here. No flash. Seats. That all looks very nice. Add another light and that'll help see. See all that wonderful detail in there. All that good burring. The pilot. Seats. The segmented part of the props. Rotor blades, sorry. So like I said, 2 sprues of that. Next we're going to look at the interior and the tail section. So as you can see, the tail section is going to add another good 2 inches, so you're looking at 17 to 18 inches of total length. I'm thinking that must be the floor and this must be the ceiling. Part of the nose, part of the tail end that sits down. Here's the rear deck. The doors that open, they open out sideways. Another one of those hoses. Intakes for the jet engine. It does have ejector pins in it. You have to do a little cleanup, but they're not awful ejector pin marks. Beautiful detail on the rotor head. Again, no flash, no burring. Maybe just the most infinitesimal amount of flash on the end of that. What do you think? A flash on there? There's the seat. The floor. The tail, looking good. All that great detail on the rotor heads. And on the ceiling. The doors. Intakes. See a little bit of ejector pin marks, no big deal. The ramp with its textured pattern. Driving vehicles inside. Might have to give me a couple 72nd Russian vehicles to put in here. I don't think this is the nose. I think this is part of the back end that opens up. Because you can see some good roof detail and piping on there. I'm thinking this is going to build into a very nice helicopter. But like I said, very large. Figure out where to put it. Some more interior parts. I don't believe this comes with weapons because it's a transport helicopter and I haven't seen any weapons. This looks like it's going to be the outside bottom plate. Bulkheads, stabilizers, tail rotor, landing gear parts. I haven't really seen much cockpit detail either. Here's the cockpit floor, where the 4 seats are going to go in the center console. Looking at instructions to see what we're doing for cockpit detail. I'm guessing this is part of the tail rotor, and it's put in there really nice so it won't get damaged. So, beautiful sprue work. As I said, except for that tiny little bit, I haven't seen any flash. Ejector pin marks in the wrong places. Check out the detail on the tail rotor. There's one little part right here that they took the care to make sure it wasn't going to get damaged. Wow. So that's the 4 regular sprues. We got this box that says clear parts in Russian. No, I don't speak Russian. I'm just being silly. Clear parts look okay. I think it's just a little dirty because it does look pretty clear. No distortion. Windows, lights, more windows. So, looks pretty clear, pretty good. Awful big box, and it's not wrapped in plastic, which is probably why this looks a little bit scuffed, but it'll clean up nicely. And what else we got? We got a little language sheet in a bunch of different languages. Read this before you begin. Don't let kids play with the bags. Model parts in the set may contain sharp edges. Okay. Decals. You can do the UN version of this helicopter or the Russian version. There are all the instrument panel decals. A few stencils. Legible. Danger. Guessing you don't want to step in front of the intakes when they're on. Not cartographs of Zvezda. They're really flat. I'm amazed how flat they are, but they're cut right to the edge. And they're nice and thin. I think they'll lay down okay. The last Zvezda decals I used worked really well. And instructions. Nice big instruction book. We can zoom in some. So, something about the helicopter in 5 different languages. Pause it if you want to read it in your appropriate language. No color callouts there. The back has the sprue map, decals. It's a nice, good big layout for the sprue map. I like how it's done. Show the parts more than the sprues. Alright. The 2 color callouts, not in color, but there they are. Russian Frontier Troops, Dagestan, 1993, and UN in Uganda, October 2003. It's giving you a little detail on how to remove parts. It's showing you how the door and the ramp should look once it's open. Nice touch, color call out, and it is all just Humbrol for some reason. You can see that. Most of us are going to go with Tamiya or Mr. Hobby or MRP or something that isn't Humbrol. So you're starting as usual with cockpit. There's some handles, there's some seats, there's the bulkheads, pilots if you're going to put them in. There's a little bit of instrument panel that you can put the decals on. Looks like this part's going to cover those pilots and seats. How to paint the pilots and the bulkheads. You're going to perforate a hole in there for painting version 1. Bulkheads. This part here is going to go over where those ejector pin marks were, so you just need to make them flat. You don't need to fill them. That's good to know. These are the jet intakes. And bulkhead, obviously the intakes going in. Actually, those aren't even intake, those are exhaust. Doors, that was a top panel, not a bottom panel. Window, there's another window there for the intakes up here. That is the bottom part we were talking about, the bottom plate. See there, here. Putting in all the inside parts. If you're going to do it open or closed, you decide how much detail you put in it. The wheels. I'm hoping there's a good resin set of wheels with weight on it, because you know there's some weight on those tires. We put the landing gear on last, of course, so you can get it painted up first. Some more parts for the outside. Doors closed, doors opened. If I have the space, I'll do it with doors open. I'll put a car or something in there, do a little diorama of it. But it's going to take up some space. There's the rotors. Little parts going on, decals going on the rotors. And that's it for the instructions. So, Mi-26 monster helicopter. Give me 1 second and I will show you what it compares in size to a 35 Hind. Alright, this is a 1/72nd Mi-26. This is a 1/35th scale Hind. Twice the scale. Once you put the tail on, they're going to be the exact same size. See if I can find the tail in this. Because there's the tail. So you can see, 72nd Mi-26 is going to be the same size as 35th scale Hind. That's a big aircraft. I do have a 72nd, actually 2 72nd Hinds, an A and whichever one the Edward is. So I've got 2 72nd Hinds that I can sit with it on a display. That would make a nice display. But I wanted to show you the size difference. Obviously the detail on this is going to be more because it's 72nd or 35th scale. So we're talking 35th, 72nd. Big difference. So if this was in 35th, wow. I'd need a garage. So anyway, I'm hoping to get back to this. As you can see, I got some work done on the inside of it. This is one that me and Paul and Wes and I think Tim, I know Tim, were working on last year. We set them aside. So I want to get back to it soon because I love that helicopter. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this Sprue review. Mi-26 Hind. Like I said, it's a beautiful kit. I hope it goes together as well as it looks. Eventually it will get built. And like I said, a nice diorama with a couple of 72nd Hinds. And hopefully I can find some 72nd Russian vehicles to go with it. Thanks for watching. Remember, don't be a kid collector. Be a kid builder. Go out and do what I did. Find something unusual. Pick it up. Build it today. Have a good day.